Hi everyone! Welcome again to my channel, Math is Fun channel. Again, this is an educational channel to help you understand about your lessons in mathematics. This is also intended to those who are doing the online classes out there, hello, and those who are answering their modules. This will help you understand more about your lessons in mathematics and also to improve your performance in math. And please do not forget to share this video to your friends, especially those who are struggling in mathematics. This will help them develop the concepts that they should have to understand in mathematics. And please do not forget to subscribe my channel and like my channel. And also please support and continue to watch the video discussion because this will eradicate your wrong perceptions that math is a difficult subject, because it's not really a difficult subject, but it's easy, fun, and interesting. So are you excited for our next video discussion? Yes, you are so excited. I can feel it. So we will now go right away to our main concern in this video discussion. So excited. I am excited. I know you are excited. So it's exciting. So now our topic will be about adding and subtracting fractions or rational numbers. So I know you already had this lesson when you were in elementary, and those who are doing it in grade 7, you just connect the term rational numbers to fractions so that it will be easier for you to understand and relate this lesson to rational numbers. So to have a review, what is a numerator? So let's have to be guided with the guide questions, of course, that we have there. So what is a numerator? Next, what is a denominator rather? Sorry for my voice. What does a normal fraction look like? What does a improper fraction look like? And of course, lastly, I want you to be guided with a question. What does a mixed number look like? So are you ready? I know you're all ready. Let's get started. Okay, like fraction. Let's define first about like fractions. What are like fractions? When fractions have the same denominator, they are like fractions. As you can see, like fractions have the same denominator. You can add or subtract fractions when they have or when you have like fractions. In short, you can only combine or you can only add or subtract rational numbers or fractions when they have or when they are like fractions or similar fractions having the same denominator. As you can see, these are all like fractions. Observe, their denominators are the same. We call it like fractions or similar fractions. So adding like fractions, as you can see, we have the steps. First, make sure that you have like fractions. Again, make sure that you have similar or like fractions. If you don't have, then you cannot combine, you cannot add nor subtract them. So next step, number 2, add the numerators. All you have to do is just to add the numerators for like fractions or similar fractions. And for number 3, write the sum over the denominator. And of course, step number 4, write the answer in simplest form. Example, 1 over 6, then you're going to make sure that you have like fractions. Are they like fractions? Check. Yes, they have the same denominator. So they are considered as like fractions or similar fractions. Next, add the numerators. So we have it 5, and then write the sum over the denominator. So we have 5 over 6. So that's our sum of the given fractions or rational numbers. So we can have the answer as 5 over 6. So next, subtracting like fractions. Same steps. Make sure that you have like fractions. Number 2, subtract the numerators. And then number 3, step number 3, write the difference over the denominator. And step number 4, write the answer in simplest form. So we have it 7 over 8 and 3 over 8. Let's visit the steps rather. Make sure that you have like fractions. Let's check. Yes, they have. Next step, subtract the numerator. So we have 7 minus 3. That gives you what? 4. Yes, exactly. Next step, number 3, write the difference over the denominator. So we have it over 8. So our answer can be written in simplest form as 1/2, since 4 over 8 can be divided by 4, both numerator and denominator, to reduce it in order to write it in simplest form, which is 1/2. Easy, right? Another, let's have to practice. Add or subtract, simplify, use mixed numbers if necessary. So number 1, what's your answer? Very good, 3 over 5. For number 2, yes, you have it 1/3. For number 3, we have 5 over 4 or 1 and 1/4 as its mixed form. Number 4, what do you think? Try to guess. Okay, you have it 8 over 7, or in mixed form, we have 1 and 2 over 7. And for number 5, you have it, yes, 2 over 2 or 1. And for number 6, 3 plus 5 is 8 over 9. For number 7, you have it, 0. Yes, the additive inverse of 2, 8 is negative 2, 8. And for number 8, we have it 1/5. Very good. For number 9, we have it, yes, 10 over 8, or it can be written in mixed form as 1 and 2, 8. And for number 10, you have it 5 over 6. And for 11, you have 1/5. And for number 12, you have 1 and 3 over 7, or 10 over 7. For number 13, you have it 1 because it will give you 12 over 12, which is equal to 1. And number 14, you have it 1 over 7. And for 15, you have it 2 and 1/4, or you can have it 9 over 4. And for 16, you have it 12 over 6 or 2. 17, you have it 2 over 13 rather. And for 18, you have it 8 over 9. Oh, that is not 8 over 9. That's supposed to be 6 over 9. I guess this must be addition. Perhaps I'll change it. This must be plus, perhaps. So that gives you 8 over 9. And for number 19, that gives us 1/4. Why 1/4? Because that gives you 8 minus 4 as 4 over 16, which can be reduced as 1/4. For number 20, you have it 7 over 3, or 2 and 1/3 as its mixed form. So now we talk about adding and subtracting similar fractions. Now our concern next is, how about if the denominators are not the same? Are we going, or can we add or subtract them? Okay, let's do the unlike fractions, or we call it the similar fractions. So when we say unlike fractions or dissimilar fractions, they have different denominators, as simple as that. Once their denominators are not the same rather, then they are not, or they are called dissimilar fractions or unlike fractions. As you can see there, we scan, their denominators are not the same. So adding or subtracting with unlike fractions is not that different from adding or subtracting like fractions. You just have to find out, or to find what their denominators have in common. So that's it. That's our clue. Okay? So changing unlike to like, in short, you cannot add or subtract, nor subtract rather, for unlike fractions, unless you change unlike fractions to like fractions. So steps, we have the steps here. Find a common multiple that will go into both denominators. That's the first step. Second step, multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number so that the denominator is the same as the common multiple. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. Okay, so that's clear. So let's have 2/3 and 5/6. So find a common multiple rather, that will go into both denominators. We have it for 3, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. As you can see, for 6, you have it 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and 36. So as you can see, the least common denominator is 6. So after that, we pick 6 as our denominators to make the fractions equivalent, or shall I say, have common denominators or similar fractions or like fractions. So next, multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number so that the denominator is the same as the common multiple. So you have it. So 3 times 2, yeah, is equal to 6, of course. So you have it times 2. We have it. That gives you, of course, for the other one, 6. Of course, you multiply it by 1. So in short, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then multiply it 2 to your numerator. So that gives you 4 over 6. And then for 5 over 6, you divide 6 to its denominator. That gives you 1. 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. Times 5, that gives you 5 over 6. So see, they are now similar fractions or like fractions. So now you're ready to use these fractions for addition and subtraction. So let's have an example. Number 1, 1/2 plus 1/3. Actually, you can just, multiply the cross multiply 3 plus 2 over 6. So that gives you 5 over 6 as how we do it. Yeah, following the steps that I introduced a while ago for unlike fractions. And for number 2, of course, its LCD is 15, then that gives you 8 over 15. And for number 3, that gives you 1 and 1/6 as its mixed form, or you can have it 7 over 6. So for number 4, you have it 8 as its LCD, so it gives you 7 over 8 when you add them. For number 5, of course, its LCD is 6. And of course, when you try to add them, that gives you 1 and 5/6, or um, 11 over 6. And for number 6, we have it 9 over 10. Okay? And of course, it's the simplest form already. And for number 7, we have it 1 and 17 over 8, 28. And for number 8, that gives you 7 over 9. And for number 9, we have it 13 over 18. And now for number 10, 7 over 12. I want you to show your solution in your notes rather, when you try to copy the exercises, okay? So that it will be easier for me to identify if you understand it or not. So next, we have it exercise number 3, which is the instruction says, or states rather, that you're going to subtract the fractions and put them in simplest form. So for this, 1/5 minus 2/5, they are similar fractions, so that gives you 1 over 10. Sorry, this must be, yeah, this must be negative 1 over 5. What's happening to this? Maybe there's something wrong, the topographical error. So that gives you 1 minus 2 is negative 1 over 5. This must be the answer, negative 1/5. Because 1 minus 2 is negative 1, then just copy the denominator, sorry, what happened to my tongue? Negative 1, then just copy the common denominator that we have is 5. Since they are similar fractions, then you just have it negative 1/5. For number 2, you have it, okay, 1 over 12. I want you to check the answer. Maybe the answer is wrong. So probably you can just show your solution in your notebook while copying the exercises. Number 3. For number 3, we have it 5 over 24. And for number 4, you have it 1/2. And for number 5, that gives you 5 over 9, since 9 is the LCD. For number 6, you have 4 over 15. It's obviously the LCD is 15. And for number 7, the LCD is 6. That gives you 1 over 6. And of course, lastly, We have it, and not lastly, number 8, the LCD is 10. So it gives you 1 half as its simplest form. For number 9, the LCD is 6. So that gives you 1 over 6. And for number 10, the LCD is 15. And that gives you 7 over 15. So I hope you'll be able to understand and grasp the concept about adding and subtracting uh, similar and dissimilar fractions. It's easy, right? Now let's go over with improper fractions. We all know that improper fractions are easy, right? Just treat them as if they're normal fractions. That's it. Okay? Nothing to worry about it. And unlike improper fractions means, as you can see, 5 over 2 or 5 halves and 4 thirds. They are unlike improper fractions. So improper fractions cannot be simplified anymore. Okay? Okay. So what I mean, it cannot be simplified or reduced anymore. But you can just rewrite it. If your numerator is greater than your denominator, you can rewrite it as mixed form, just like here, 5 over 2. Okay. So for unlike improper fractions, 5 over 2 is equivalent also to, yeah, 15 over 6. As you can see, yes. And for 4 over 3, okay, and 8 over 6 are, yeah, unlike fractions. They don't have same numerator denominator, but they are equivalent. Okay, so these are examples of unlike improper fractions. So when you try to combine them or subtract them, that gives you 7 over 6 by getting its LCD. We all know that the LCD of 5 over 2 and 4 over 3 is 6. So that gives you 7 over 6. So that's how you do, or you combine or subtract, add or subtract, unlike improper fractions. So that's easy, right? So now you can just have it since 7 over 6, 7 is greater than 6, or in short, your numerator is greater than your denominator, then you can write it as mixed form, 1 and 1/6, as you can see. So mixed numbers, let's talk about mixed numbers since we used the term mixed numbers a while ago. We mentioned rather. So there are two ways to change mixed numbers. So you can add or subtract. Change the mixed number into an improper fraction. Change just the fraction and leave the whole number alone. Okay, can you follow? I hope you can follow. So mixed numbers. So we have it 1 and 1/5. Let's try to apply the steps that I mentioned a while ago. So 2 and 3/5. So that gives you, of course, step number 1, add the fraction together. So 1/5 plus 3/5, that gives you 4/5. So add the whole numbers. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So our answer is 3 and 4/5. And yes, that's our answer. For unlike mixed numbers, oh, that is something like challenging, but it's fun. First, of course, here are the steps. Change the unlike fractions to like fractions. For number 2, add the fractions. For number 3 rather, add the whole numbers. And for number 4, if the fraction is improper, change it to mixed and add the whole numbers. Okay, so let's have an example. 1 and 1/2 plus 2 and 5/6. So step number 1, change the like fractions to like fractions. So that gives you 1/2 and 5/6. That gives you 3 over 6 since its LCD is 5 over 6. Okay, so after that, you combine them, that gives you 8 over 6 after getting its LCD. And of course, add the whole numbers. 1 plus 2, that gives you 3, and 8 over 6. So if the fraction is improper, change it to mixed and add the whole numbers. So 8 over 6. Okay, you can just add it 1 and 2/6. So you can add 1 as its whole number, since we simplify 8 over 6. So that gives you 1 plus 3. That gives you 4 and 2/6. Or you can just simplify it as 4 and 1/3. Easy, right? That is so easy and very clear. So let's do it. Let's do the exercise number 4. I want you to add or subtract and write in simplest form. Okay, please be reminded that you're going to, or it is a must that you're going to write its solution in your notebook and check if the answers are all correct. Okay, number 1, that gives you 1/4. For number 2, 3 and 3/5. For number 3, that gives you 1 over 8. And for number 4, 6. For number 5, 2 and 7 over 9. And for number 6, you have a 3 and 1/2. And for number 7, 3/4. And for number 8, 9 and 1/6. And for number 9, 2 and 7 over 3. And for number 10 is 10. Okay, so that's it. That ends our discussion about adding fractions. So we included the improper fractions and the mixed fractions. So I hope you get something in this video discussion, and this is very helpful rather to mold your concept in fractions. Okay, so I hope you continue to subscribe my channel. Do not forget to subscribe my channel, and of course watch it until the end so that you will realize that math is not a difficult subject, but it's easy, fun, and interesting. And also please do subscribe and share this to your friends. Okay, so that is a very nice advocacy in life, to share your learnings to your friends and to the people who are struggling in mathematics. Let's help people, or let's help the world to love math. Okay, math is fun. The essence of mathematics is not to make simple things complicated, but to make complicated things into simple. Okay, so have a good day. Thank you for listening. See you in